Alright, alright, alright. For anybody watching whatever of this, I'm currently just blasting the advertisement across everything so that I can it's doing a wee bit of shilling so that we can hopefully wind up with some viewers. I wonder if I am live here. Yes, well, maybe I'll tag fluff dates. Alright, alright, alright. Well, it's probably time to stop stalling. Let's see how many viewers we have. 2, meaning me and one other. Also, let us swiftly adjust this. And here we go. Alright, so we've got, I guess we should go over the process here. We've got a lot to do. We've got most of Western Europe to cover. And we're looking at, well, maybe I should back us up a step and back in a step rather, and show you what we're dealing with. So we've got to do most of Western Europe. Yeah, this, FIL vaguely encompasses this. We don't have to worry about Italy, we don't have to worry about the UK, but obviously this is the Republic. Yeah, Luxembourg's independent, but that's neither here nor there. This is the Republic. This is around 17 states. This is a lot to do. And for those of you familiar with the way that ATA works, it sort of started with a front-loaded thing about the Eastern Free States, and then it got into it on each of them. So, here's Ottawa, Chicagoland, etc. And we're really trying to mirror that here, not doing the exact same thing, but at least having equivalent amounts of information, because really we want to have a fully fleshed campaign area by the end of this. You can set an adventure in the Republic and the FIL, crossing both, war between, that sort of thing. So we need to have a page or 3 on each of these, answering questions about what's life like there, what are the people like there, and it's a little bit of a taste of the flavor, not necessarily a lot of history. We'll handle that later, and we'll have to do other states as well. And I'm thinking we might have to include the Kingdom of Poland in Yvropa Burning, which I wasn't gonna do, but it's right next to Berlin. It seems a little silly to not include that. At least something. We might flesh it out further in a later splat. Also dealing with, of course, Switzerland, or the cantons as they're known, currently in the middle of a very bloody internal civil war. But yeah, let's take a look at what we've got on our plate coming up next. I'll jump around a bit. I've sort of started here on Denmark, or the Danefangs, latest addition to the Republic, capital in Copenhagen. We've also got, a little bit of information on, I'm hopping to the wrong documents here, on places like Saarland, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I've been concentrating on sort of doing the general public stuff so that we can flow into the states more gradually, so the opposite of the way I did it last time. I wrote the states mostly and then covered, what's the general EFS like? And I think that right now we are going to look at, we just finished off Money and Power. We're going to look at exactly what I have, an equivalent location over here. Politics in the EFS. So, life, death, money and power, politics. Look over here. Life, death, money and power. We don't have politics yet, so that's settled. And unlike the other book, we're probably going to have to do this for several states, so we're going to want to get good at it. What is the Republic like? I have vague answers to that question, and I'm just not sure how much I'm wanting to answer right now. But I have to give a sense for what the government is like, right? And let's again fall back on what we've already done. Republic is the great modern European state. Yeah, it is I guess the map helps illustrate, but basically, after the Lost Age, as civilization began to reconnoiter, a lot of people had survived in the regional capital for the one world government, which was Berlin. And by regional capital, I mean the capital of the continent of Europe. And they felt that it was, sort of incumbent on them to reinstate something. They have vague idea. They had far more information about the EU, actually, in Germany than they had about the one world government. Obviously, the world had fallen down on their watch, so it's not necessarily a huge thing that people are in love with. So they salvaged from it, democratic principles and an idea of unity. And they went about with a campaign of willing self-association and, willing integration. And they got, they eventually reached out to other survivors, and over the course of about 2.5 centuries have grown from just Berlin into all of this. They control parts of northern Italy. And they are sort of the Central European state, right? The Italorite states are broken up into little things. The Balkan frontier is various smaller things. Oh, it looks like the stream is lagging a little bit here. And I'm wondering if that's because my laptop can't handle it, but we'll see. And and the Czechocratic Administrarum is sort of a friendly neighbor state. There's a defensive pact between them and the Republic. The Franco-Iberian League, though, could also be seen as the great European state because it controlled previously basically everything we're seeing here. but it's recently had several breakaway states, and I'll have to re-solidify it. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely Fourth Reich meme it. They don't control Rome, but so yeah, that's where we are. That's sort of what the Republic is in this world, and now we're gonna have to travel into what is their government like, and what is their lawmaking process like. And let's see, what do we start with over here? We start with every state sends 3 senators, pop-based number of reps to the national legislature, blah 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 blah, and congressional district composes 30 to blah 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 blah, seeing 1 rep, blah blah blah. Okay, so we have a vaguely American system here in the EFS. 3 senators rather than 2. There are a lot of these like that. And 3 political parties dominate the EFS. So I think that what we need to start with is generally a description of how does this literally work on the federal level, and then break into other shit, basically. So this is a great opportunity to blatantly steal from the real world. We're not going to, but we're definitely going to explore how the Bundestag works. As I understand it, there's something above it, which is sort of a weaker legislature, and this is where all the real shit gets done. And it's sort of like a Westminster system. And here we see a nice color wheel split between many parties. I mean, we made it the American equivalent of 3-party system, so I don't see why not continue the party meme, other than, of course, this isn't straight up Germany, and this is also not straight up the real world. Also, in terms of running the game, like, I think I'd probably mention lots of smaller parties, but I probably only want to really flesh out in 3 to 5. And of course, we have Christian Democratic Unions, that the Merkel Party, they and their Christian Socialist Union, whatever the fuck this is, Christian Social Union, don't want to add that ist. They have this sort of joint control along with some friends. Like, there's just one called the Left. Oh wait, is there the Left? Wow, no, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't even fuck around with it. They're just like, we are the Left. All right, that's a marketing campaign. That's kind of funny. Let's look at how this shit actually works. So obviously there's 709 of them. How do they... Electoral term election. Members serve 4-year terms of elections held every 4 years or earlier, and blah blah blah. It can be dissolved. Oh yeah, they have an exploding problem, but I guess it's kind of hard to rig. There are no term limits. I'm wondering how much of this is going to be viable, because obviously, like, this is something that came out of, post-Cold War unification, and also post-World War II with Western Germany's system. And I'm wondering how applicable is it necessarily to the world that the Republic emerged from. And I'm thinking that this might be based more on, what we will deal with will be based more on the U period party. The right is most popular is left. Sort of. All right. I've got some ideas. But do we call it the federal? I mean, this means federal, so it's not a big problem. It's not inherently German anymore. That's just the language, right? But do we want to call it that? I'm thinking the answer is we're going to live with it being called the Bundestag for now, and we might change it later. But I'm already calling the Bundwehr. What am I calling the Bundeswehr? Yeah, I mean, we're already using that. Yeah, so I'm thinking they pass regional officials on, and there's another house that does that in Germany, so maybe we should take a look. The lower house, the Irish or the House of blah blah blah. With the Bundesrat, yeah, okay. So you send all of the provinces, send their folks, provinces, the states. And I don't know what a state of Germany is. At the national level, and this is kind of irrelevant, but at the same time, this seems like it could be a lot stronger in the Republic because, again, there's different conditions, and this is sort of an atrophied body. Lots of these Westminster systems have like an atrophied House of Lords, and it's national popular control, but that's a legacy that the Republic isn't having to deal with. So, what if we just call it the Bund? No, we'll be calling it the Federal Diet. German word for... I'm horrible for using Google Translate, by the way. Never do this. This is... I'm sure no German would approve of what I'm doing right now. Committee board... body. Well, let's see. Let's just try Bundesorgan. Fuck it. Let's call it... Alright, for right now, we're calling it the Bundesorgan. The legislature is a single house known as the Bundesorgan, or federal body. Now, we're going to double dip here. We're going to double jeopardy this shit. Lander, right? No, it's going to give us stats. Oh, fuck it. Legislative single house known as the Bundesorgan, or federal body. Okay, so I'm about to engage with... Okay, we're just going to put X. A given state. And there are two. There's one. There's one representative. There is one representative. They are elected by their states. Staatskörper from the pool of candidates. Strictly regulate body. He that considers age, past political experience, usually cognizing personally on the basis of state laws to determine eligibility. Some states are notoriously lax itself, and others have only a few hundred at most, such as Hamburg. I'm making assumptions about Hamburg and Berlin here that are going to hopefully play out later when I'm actually getting into what the fuck they are. So here we're looking at a few hundred eligible people at most. Just Hamburg. I have not posted this into Facebook. Yeah, so that's cool. But it doesn't tell us who the executive is. And I'm thinking we're going to go with that president chancellor duo. legislature in turn votes for the president, who can be any republic citizen. Anyone can be. However, the president's power is almost entirely. No, this isn't party control in the same way that a modern European system would be, where it's like our prime minister is in charge because we got the most seats. However, the president's power is almost entirely ceremonial, save for nominating a chancellor. Federal laws regulate chancellorship eligibility. Eligibility and general protest. Institution. Laws. Regardless. However, even if nominated, they still require 2/3 majority. A vote from the Bundesregierung to successfully take office. And the state chancellor is the true head of state. And assumes direct command of the Bundeswehr. When either the Bundesorgan or the Bundeswehr chiefs of staff, BCS, declare a war footing. This additionally gives the chancellor broad power to tariffs, institute, in the case of a real and impending threat of invasion, they'll use institute, hold a draft, draft more soldiers into the landwehr. Draft the general populace into the landwehr. One moment, we are about to take an intermission, but stay right where you are. And we're back. So here we are. We're back in the Republic's politics. A real impending threat. Alright, so have we skipped anything? Let's look at what we cover here. Alright. I feel like we don't spend as much time talking about the particulars. We really just dive into the parties here in politics and the EFS. It's fine though. I mean, we spent 3 paragraphs here. But you know, there's no reason we have to keep these categories. Political structure of the Republic. Additionally, I feel like this one's a bit more flavorful. I get a bit more going on here, but let's get into the meat here. Political parties of the Republic. We need to talk about what kind of, and do they have parties? I'm making assumptions here. So, sorry, we're lagging behind here a bit. That's because I'm getting this posted to the Facebook page. How I ever looked at, I'm not sure. So yeah, let's think about what we could have here. Let's think about what we could do instead of political parties, but also let's think about political parties. I know I want a green party because I want a meme on them. I think it's called the Gaia Party in the EFS, but there's no reason it's called that here. It's called the Eden Party. The Eden. Direct party. Party-based voting. Is it dirty? The Republic. Is decry. Screens recovered for ancient digital libraries. Decry. This is the bay. Democracy. In print and widely read. As part. From the Republic. However, there are still parties. All independent and enter. That must not in practice host federal representatives. In practice, most Bundesorgan representatives are members of a party. Are party members. The sense that shared ideals are valuable. Strong in the Republic and campaign. Systems do not hurt. And there's something known as the gray ballot. Republic. And they dictate. They put ceiling on campaign expenses. And put aside. Corporate tax revenue for price match. In theory, this ensures that even someone who raises zero publimar by airtime and print flyers, but in practice, evasion. Well, caught breaking the rules, it just means fine. Let's get into the parties. We're 3 paragraphs deep already. So for those of you who do not know, the Green Party in Germany is fairly infamous for having, for a long time, supported man-on-boy pedophilia. They had some really weird thing where they thought that the Greeks had the right idea. Anyway, I don't want to copy that one for one, but I really want to get I want to get a zesty meme in here, and I'm thinking the Eden Party is a rocky history. For their split, power, wilds, and advocate for study. In the land, the states. Their history is marred by scandals, most notably the federal level. And this there have been in presidents, but no. Alright. Let's back up here. I'm going to talk about the big ones that we feel unify. I know. How do we start? We start with the little word the Industrial Party. Oh, yeah. The Trades Party. Okay, I know how that's going to work out. This strong advocate for loosening restraints in the name of progress. The nations, however, in return, at ever higher tax rates on these private entities. for some. Oh. What's hiccuping there? Wait, for some Republic corporations, the stupid question. Why Republic with a K? Oh, hello, Alicia. Why Republic with a K? Partly for the memes, partly because that's kind of a more Germanic spelling, and to catch you up, the Republic, this is the Republic, right? So, like, obviously not 100% German, but it's the year 2714, and we've got, you know, we've got progression in language, certainly, but there's still a strong sense of German. Oh, wait, if I didn't delete line 5, then what did I delete? Anyway, never mind that question. We've got, you know, a sort of a Germanic culture, and that Republic with a K is kind of how they spell it. Also, I love any excuse to spell it with a K. So, you know, Catherine, K always my preferred spelling. That sort of thing. Private entities, and we are doing we're filling in all the information about the Republic, which is in my game ad. I don't know how much you know, but this is a really useful link that I should have put in the description at addressrpg.org. Links to the Discord and all sorts of stuff there. We can learn more about the what's going on here generally. But we're basically, in my world, we're filling out Western Europe, and in particular today, we're doing the Republic, which constitutes Germany and France, I guess you could say. There's a different sense of nationhood in this time, and like cultures and borders have been highly redrawn. And here we're going to go back to where we were with the political parties. Party-based voting is dirty concept, blah, 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 blah. The Industrial Party is a strong advocate for loosening of corporate restraints in the name of progress. They are not universally favored by corporations, however, is in return, blah, 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 blah. The associated price tag. So we don't want to use the W word because people have feelings. The social institutions of the Republic are extensive, such that firing workers pay. So ailing ones Industrial Party rhetorically associates. Is this? I feel like I might be misusing the word rhetoric because, like, in their rhetoric, but Industrial Party idealizes. Oh, I guess I scared them away. Oh, the Industrial Party industrializes. that not? Oh, okay. The trades party. We have to word some words here as well. The trades. All right. So there's this idea about what you're doing in terms of, are you working for a corporation or are you in a trade, right? I think earlier we deal with the fact that trades. Well, did I actually know? This is up in Money and Power, right? Let's talk about. Yeah. Here, an unfinished paragraph. Common folk of the cities are the trade folk or corporate employees. Trades folk engage with the various social institutions of the state directly at the city level. And to make less money and have a more secure position in society. Frequently, members. And conversely, corporate. Like traditional standing in this. So this is laying out the chief, at least urban economic distinctions between people and groups. You've got on one hand your folks who are not necessarily. You have the more traditional tradespeople who are in. You could think of them as a guild, right? And you have the guildsmen, and you have they've come in through an apprenticeship, and then you have the corporate people, the people who tried to go out to school, get a job. Maybe this is succeeding, maybe it's not. They're also hiring the people who just didn't really wind up with skills for one reason or another, or whose skills weren't marketable, or they could, or the market disappeared. However, trade a corp, trade a company. The answer. Employment. I know what to spell. Pay. Yeah, so I think that we've established as a risk reward thing. I don't think I'm really done here. I don't know. I guess I'll also highlight this yellow. I want to come back to that, but for now, maybe we can return here. The trades party is the party of... Trades party is the party of the trade workers. Do you want a union party the same way we have unionists in... Here's a question. Hello, new viewer. For those of you just joining us, I am working on the first splat for my game, Akroydiesel Age. It's a diesel punk tabletop role-playing game, and we're working through the fluff for the Republic, which is, to put it simply, these states. A large Central European state. We'll leave it at that. There's way more at this location, if you care to find out. So yeah, here we go. The trades party is the party of the trade workers. We're establishing the political parties. We've done a little bit about the political structure of the Republic. Right now I'm going with unicameral legislature. I'm not sure if that's going to stick. We're keeping the president-chancellor system. Damn, every time I go to explain something, people leave. Anyway, maybe it's just not interesting. There have been several Eden presidents, but no Eden party chancellors. Trades party is the party of the trade workers, and generally finds itself more concerned with shoring up the social framework and addressing its citizens' more existential concerns. Some advances into me. Certain trades obsolete or poorly paid. The trade, this party answers the state. And to shoulder a burdens in return for their concessions, the exact medic. Gunsmiths wants me to discount arms to the landwehr. And we got a word. We got a word for that. Battalion select. Why are we not getting an outliner cop up? Monster and boulder. Alright. Monster and boulder battalions. Who stand against the Alpine Drakes. and other bee. Mountains are ever find themselves drowning in fruit. Isn't fresh. Let's see, of the people with of the trades, and just the people with the trades. I think this is a good place to paragraph break. Forgive me. I think two a piece is fine.